and we are gonna go back into a new and final game between these two teams, as they are gonna get ready for the third game between Team Alpha and Team Beta. Team Alpha winning by 2-0 at this point, and going into the third game, of course, wanting to go for 3-0. Team Beta looking for a bit of a redemption as they look to go 2-1. Once again, Fiora, Alistair banned. This time not Nunu and Fizz banned, but Nunu and Mumu actually, as Aragon had a great Mumu game last time around.
Yeah, beefy mummy there last game for Aragon. Definitely showed them why it has to be banned. And Electro still reminding them of the Shen in the first game, so they do not want to give him that. And this is the first time Jhin is open, and we of course know both AD carries love to play this champ. He is being led through, and they're not hesitating to first pick this for Kaoza, who had a little bit of a rough start with the Vayne at the end, but got carried through with his team. So he's gonna have to face Reflection on the Misfortune, which is of course also a very popular pick next to the Samira and the Ezreal in the current meta. And they are hovering Zek. They are locking Zek, who has easy access to that artistic murderer in the bot lane.
Oh, and Misfortune is something that Reflection does like to pick up. Of course, Kaoza, Jhin, something he likes to play a lot of recently, as well as he is very strong. But something I really like here, oh wow. Okay, so Kha'Zix is Aragon's best champion, I believe, or I think the champion with the most mastery, and has been playing it a lot in this preseason as well. Of course, is pretty strong in the preseason on the current patch. And then Funny on the Thresh. So these are three insane picks already for Team Alpha, as we do see quite a tanky lineup with the Zac and the Nautilus for Team Beta here. And I'm intrigued to see what they are gonna ban out here. Fizz does get taken away. If they do let the Victor through again, then it could be Netsi on Victor once again, but we'll have to see if they actually let it through this time.
Yeah, Kassadin is also still open, played that the first game around, didn't do bad on it, he did survive that laning phase more or less against Irelia. He did a few very engages against the Mordekaiser of Lovemay, wondering what he is going to play, because he is getting target banned with the Fiora every game around. Had a rough game on the Mordekaiser, had a really tough matchup, the Malphite, last game round. So I hope that they give him something that he can carry on, something like his Fiora. The Camille is still open. They showed us that it is a definite favorite of Electro as well. So this might be picked up again by him. And I love the Akali for Flatline, because he does like to play this champion. That's he also able to pick that one up, so they're keeping it for the red side this game.
Yeah, they're gonna pick up Akali for Flatline, as his Cassiopeia and Aurelia are gonna be taken away. Not 100% sure. No, it is actually gonna be. Oh, it's gonna be Sion. Sorry, I thought they were hovering Annie. I misread that. I thought it was gonna be.
Tease it a little bit.
The teasers. I'm gonna pick Sion up for Electro in the top lane here. Big tank, of course, gonna come through, which should be fine against the composition being drafted at red side. And then Sylas, actually, Netsi going for Sylas. He has the MF ult, the Nautilus ult, to be still stolen away right now. But aside from that, not really interesting ultimates to be stolen in my opinion. The Zac ultimate, I don't know if that's really the way to go. And then Maokai being hovered here for maybe top lane. Ooh, Kled.
I absolutely love the Kled pick into the likes of a Sion. Quick check, no, it's not a placeholder, it's definitely the Kled that Lovemay is going for. And he does so well into tanks because of the passive on his W, being able to really shrek his health with that fourth proc. And also Kled is just a champion that baits you in. When he's of the Skarl. He's low, you want to get him. He gets the attacks in really fast, and then he jumps back on, gaining 70% health. And it's so obnoxious to play against someone who has really mastered the Kled. The question is, of course, has Lovemai mastered Kled? Because I didn't know that this was in his arsenal to pick today. And is going against the Sion, who is fairly strong with the new tank items. Wondering what he's gonna build as well, because you have the Aegis option, but also the Frost Fist, which is such a dreadful item to play against. If you're able to kill Sion, he's just gonna slow you, smack you around the face with his passive. So I want to know which one he goes here, so we can once and for all know what is the go-to item on Sion here in this meta.
Should be really interesting to see as both teams get ready to jump onto the Rift 1/3 and final time this evening. Team Alpha going blue side once again, Team Beta on red side. Team Alpha picking up both wins so far. They are ahead 2-0. So of course Beta looking for a little bit of a revenge game, hoping to pick up this last game to get at least one win in the bag. And aside from that, of course, Team Alpha looking to go 3-0 here. Looking at both drafts here, looking at both champions picked on, all 10 champions picked on both sides. What are we gonna say? Who's winning this one? Is it Alpha with a 3-0 sweep, or are we giving Beta the 2-1 return?
Oh, it's of course hard to stay objectively in this matchup, because you have seen the last two games where Team Alpha clearly showed that they were the better player in those games. And this game around, they also got 3 of their comfort picks given to them. However, this could be just that ballsy underdog move provided by Team Beta here, saying, okay, we are in this position now, we're just gonna give them their best weapons and show them that we can still beat them even though they all get the pick that they want. Because then you suddenly sweep it around like, okay, they lost the first 2 games, but third game they beat them on their own level. Like, okay, that is a pretty good way to make up for the first losses. So maybe they had a plan coming in, knowing, okay, if we don't ban the Jhin, they're gonna pick it. We're going for the Zac. We can easily get to an immobile AD carry like that. We're gonna delete him off the map instantly. Like maybe they have a plan drafted for them. And then I'm intrigued, and I also kind of want to see the Kled shine. So I can't say this one is going to win, but I just want to see a Kled pop off this game. That would definitely make my day. So for the heck of sportsmanship, I'm going for Team Beta this game.
For the heck of sportsmanship, Team Beta with the Kled pick going a bit out of a bit off the books, or I don't know how to say it exactly. Anyways, you said you said off the grid. You said that blue side did get 3 of their comfort picks with the Jhin, the Kha'Zix, and of course the Thresh on Funny, which he got in the first game as well. Played that really nicely too. Of course, on the other side, we do have Mahonixman on Nautilus. Likes Nautilus, plays him quite a bit. Misfortune, Reflection, likes Misfortune, plays her quite a bit. And then there's Flatline on Akali, likes Akali, plays her quite a bit. So they get 3 comfort picks there on their side as well. Meaning that both teams actually get quite the comfort picks here on their sides. And I'm a great fan of the Zac pick. I think he's really strong at this point. I think he doesn't get played enough, but we'll have to see if that actually works out for them this game or not, as we are getting ready to jump into this final game of this 3-game match between Team Alpha and Team Beta to determine the best of the 2. Team Alpha, of course, 2-0 ahead. Team Beta looking for a redemption game. And a lot of pings coming in here.
I feel like in a game where it's not the best of 3, I feel like the third game is always all or nothing, right? This is not like, okay, Team Alpha already won 2 games, haha, they're the better team, this, that. No. This one counts for 2 points, boys. If they take it back, it's just the total equal teams. So they need to win this to make sure that they make the statement that they were able to outplay their opponents here. And of course, Team Beta stepping up their game here. 3rd match, showing that they got what it takes to prove themselves on these Sector 1 proving grounds. Third game, and we're gonna see a sneaky little invade by Aragon Electro here.
Well, a little bit of an evade here. Team Alpha going in to look if they can find anything. But it looks like they're not gonna be able to, as Aragon is gonna just... His back is gonna get cancelled. It looked like in the beginning maybe red side wanted to look for an invade. A lot of pings coming in the bot side Tribush, but eventually did not decide to do that. Of course, they do have the Nautilus, which has potential invade power, but realizing that you're playing against a Sion and a Thresh, probably not the best idea.
Both Lapishorax and Mahonixman going for that stopwatch mastery, so might be able to make some shiny plays when they have timed. Meanwhile, we see the swap coming in, top and mid,
Interesting.
sending the Kled to the mid lane and Akali to the top lane, maybe just trying to survive the first rounds. Not sure which champ in that matchup benefits most from this swap, but we'll see how it plays out and who will take control of that lane. Because Kha'Zix, of course, being so strong in the 1v1 with the isolation damage, you do not want to lose the prio around Sek, or he will be in trouble there.
Nautilus just walking up here. Knows they'll hit a level 2 first off of this wave. Looking for a Dredgeline hook, not going to be able to find it eventually. Don't want to dive on level 2, of course. Might be a little bit too soon. Do you?
Or do we? Or do we want to
prefer not to, as we do see also that the first rig of the game is going to be an Infernal, not going to be the Rift that we're going to look at, and Jhin has no items.
Let's see, doing some sneaky trades with Lovemai, of course, has the Skarl passive, which always gives him that weird amount of health where he is low, but he is not, who knows. Might come back with 80% health before you know it.
Why
And
did you
diving?
Why did you ignore my Jhin has no items comment? Yeah.
Maybe it's a strat.
Probably.
Maybe.
Probably not going to be a strat, as Aragon is going to come in for the first gank of the game. Lovemai going to lose the Skarl here. Netsi walking away from that, gonna re-find the little lizard. What was Netsi doing? Why did they? That was communication error, I believe, between the mid laner and the jungler right there. Netsi just walked away.
Lovemai going balls to the walls there, just flashing aggressively in a ganked situation towards the Kha'Zix. That is crazy, and he managed to get the Skarl in time, exactly gaining that amount of health. But here, again, he doesn't care, he just keeps going. This guy, it's a madman.
Finds the bear trap on the roof again, is going to lose his Skarl here, might get flashed on himself here. Kha'Zix does finally, yikes, that was a very, what was that? I have no words, I quit.
Oh, that was so close, and I must commend Lovemai for his aggression there with the champion so early on, knowing that there is only one way with Kled, and that's forward. You just gotta keep going. And barely missing that outplay on Aragon, which is of course disaster because Kha'Zix getting that first blood. If there is one champ here in this team that you do not want to give it to, it's the Kha'Zix, because he just can snowball every lane out of control once he gets ahead and gets that ridiculous amount of damage that of course we all know and love sometimes when we're not against him in solo queue.
We don't have to face off against.
We don't lose our LP.
We don't have to give away free LP. Both teams pretty calm in the beginning here, aside from maybe the power plays in the mid lane, as Mahonixman does find a Dredgeline here. He is going to get hooked by Thresh. Flame should be coming through. They find a snipe on Misfortune. The damage, the ignite on Nautilus ticking isn't going to be enough. Probably not. Zac jumping into the mid lane. Netsi jukes that one as Skarl is lost once again. Teleport from Sion. Going to come in. Is it going to be too late? Most likely it will be. Going to look for Decimating Smash. Should not be enough. Hook coming through onto Nautilus. Should be a kill for Kaoza, as the boys in blue win the fight in bot.
And this is why you don't buy on Jhin, so you can get that early stated Dirk and do more damage in the second rotation. That's what you want, boys.
It's exactly what you want to do here.
Kaosa with the big brain play, making it happen, getting the kill.
My screen just went grayer than before. Something weird is going on. Riot is messing
Right,
with
just
my
hacking.
buttons. As Mahonix
Stop
man
touching
is
his buttons, please.
gonna wait in the bush here, gonna get sniped. Netzi picking up the kill, finding the Thresh Lantern as well. And it is gonna be enough for him to find the kill on Nautilus there. 0-2-0 Nautilus, not fun.
Oh,
Oh no.
Kha'Zix might be in trouble. Huge heal from the smite and the W, but get away. Jesus.
And I think,
Paragon.
yeah.
Are you Vladimir or something? In the side?
Once again, I believe, yeah, it's a, I don't know, knock ult, I don't know, nails. It's something weird going on with my client. Anyways, as Zach does jump into the bottom lane here, not in position to really do anything here. They are gonna look for Lapis Horcrux to find his passive here. A great hook on Misfortune also goes down to Thresh here. Now the teleport coming in, double teleport coming in. Kha'Zix is not gonna survive this one as Flatline finds the first kill of this fight. Gonna look for a second one, gets exhausted, finds a double kill. Do not want to see that on Akali. Netzi, meanwhile, mid lane in trouble. Love my close to finding. He finds the kill, and he picks up his first kill of the game. Great double teleport. 2 kills for Akali. Ooh, damn. Red side coming back.
Great plays, and I love the solo kill from Lovemai, just showing that it's not over if you die in the jungle. You just keep at it, keep going, and hitting the kills. And it definitely showed the bot lane of Team Alpha that there is threat on the side of Team Beta, and that they are not done fighting in these proving grounds. They just want to keep going, keep proving themselves, and yeah, they do it fairly well in communication with the whole team, because it was Akali there, Zek was there, they all come together, picking up the kills, and double kill for the Akali. It's exactly where Flatline wants to be right now, and he is gonna make the lane such a pain for the Sign. However, gotta watch out for that decimating smash, because he just knocks you up to heaven.
Ooh, that's a great lantern there by Funny Splee, as his AD carry would have gone down pretty easily without his flash up at this point. It's not going to be really easy. Great flash there by Flatline, going to get out of that fight. Lapis Horcrux now might be in trouble. He does not have his passive up anymore. Flay under the turret. This Thresh is the god amongst men and picks up a kill with his AD carry as Nautilus went a bit too deep there. Mahonix man trying but not finding anything.
And we saw it in the first game already. Funny Splee, when you are close to his tower, he will be sure to drag you under it and make you pay. And he's doing it again in this third game. Meanwhile, Flatline just assassinating the tank on the top lane, of course. Sion not being able to stack much resistances yet. And yeah, that's when Akali is gonna shine. And with some fancy footwork, she's getting away from Aragon there as well.
Kali at this point does not have flash, so Kha'Zix can look for some return ganks possibly in the top lane right now as Netzi looking for the farm, finds it eventually. Kaosa gonna get hooked once again, finds a snipe onto Mahonix man, the vision coming down as Funny Splee goes for Reflection, eventually finds the hook, the heal comes down, Ignite is there, and Reflection, they wanted to give the kill to Jhin, but the Ignite is gonna be enough as Lovemai and Netzi battle it out in the mid lane here. As none of them actually go down. Lovemai can tank this because of the Skarl, of course. He can drop aggro. There it goes. Takes 1 or 2 shots. Not gonna go down anymore. And there he goes.
The Kled dream is getting real. Is gonna go for the Gore Drinker. Can't get away from this assassination bug. Picks up the shutdown, but still, once that Gore Drinker is done, Lovemai is gonna be so much stronger. We get a little pause. Maybe it's time to revoke the Nocturne ult for you. Not sure if you can help it.
I'll go. I'll go in for a little. Sorry about that, guys. I'll go in for a little technical difficulty here. I'm gonna put a little bit of a. Gonna go in here and check to see if we can actually get back into this game.
Oh well, I was about to suggest it. Let's giggity go, sharing that screen. See if we can get it to work. We're just gonna do some hype shoutcasting productions. Getting it back on
Shoutcasting
track.
Productions
Getting
should
it
be
back on track.
should be in soon. Sorry about this, guys. The game is still in pause, so you're not missing too much at this point. And we're
We're
gonna
not.
do some on-the-fly OBS shenanigans.
Oh, love those shenanigans. And
Gonna call
exactly,
it.
unless you love counting the timer, you're not missing much at this point in the game. We can have a look at what's going on. We have the 3-0 Akali. Of course, Flatline balling around now, getting the double kill on the bot lane. Solo killing Electro, getting away from the ganks, being absolute menace. And it's gonna be so important to get into the backline because Team Alpha is struggling a bit now. Okay, they have a gold lead, but it's gonna be so hard for them to get back into this game if they keep losing against those assassins at the top lane. So gotta make sure that they stay there. But Chaos Jin doing fairly well at this point, doing the big struts with the no buy early game and getting that eclipse really early on. So see if he can transition that even more. However, at this point, Funny Splee is the real killing machine going trio.
And it looks like they're gonna be ready. The 911 Speedy Gonzalez OBS has been fixed, and it
There
looks
we
like
go.
we're back into this game as Mahonix Man is gonna go into the bottom lane, of course, where he belongs. Electro looks like he doesn't want any of that Akali cake at this point in time. 3-0-0 Akali. Well, I understand. I mean, you don't want to fight that at this point, right?
No, it's a very mean killing machine. Meanwhile, Team Beta rotating to the mid lane. They know Netsi is being held back pretty hard by Lovemai. Being so aggressive right now, I would not be surprised if he's gonna pop his ultimate here to search for those fights. You have so much dive potential with the Kled as well. You can of course just drop the aggro
Ooh,
once his call goes down, and they are engaging here on the Zek.
a really nice flay there from the Thresh. Able to disengage that actually for his 80 carry. As it looks like they're gonna go for this next Drake. The first one went over to Team Alpha. Looks like this one is gonna be for the guys on Team Beta. They are behind in kills, a little bit behind in gold. This is gonna help them get back into the game just a little bit.
There is a possibility for an Ocean Soul, which is of course the best one you can get in the game. Maybe Infernal gets close, but definitely a winner seen by most. But it is the Mountain Rift spawning those extra blocks in the middle. And if you are Nautilus, Zek, Cyan, or Trash, you're happy to see this. And meanwhile, the blob goes in.
The blob does go in together with his Kled. Sorry, that no words to use right there, as no one actually goes down eventually. And it looks like it's we're ARAMing, guys. 5 men on both teams are gonna go in mid lane. Oh, the hook goes down onto the Jhin. He manages to flash out there, goes really low, but the Eclipse Shield is gonna keep him alive. Shut down for Sion, finds the stun onto Love.
Boy.
My Ignite comes through, and this might be a third kill as the Flay comes through onto the Misfortune. Mahonix Man trying to save his 80 carry. Misfortune does go down. Eventually, Zac jumps in for the fight. Sion tanking it for his team into eternity, and they find an ace at 12 minutes into the games. Oh my wow. Team Alpha showing what they're actually made of, and Team Beta forcing too much and losing.
Showing dominance in this last game of the Proving Grounds today, and everything could have gone every way until that point. That team fight was turned around so heavily. It starts out with a great hook on Kaoza, and they can't finish him. They can't finish the kill on the hook Jin, who is of course very strong at this point. You need to get him, so that was a dream engaged by them. But he gets turned around, the 3-0 flatline. Akali is getting killed while he's trying to get to the backline, and then the re-engage is there on a Kled who has no Skarl, so that was just disaster that struck Team Beta there. Maybe they can get back to this. Not sure if Lovemai can still handle this Sion. He is definitely trying to get those trades in, but gotta still respect this guy. However, might get close.
Lovemai is gonna be able to. Ooh, Electro picking. Shield himself. Flashes out there as Lovemai loses his Skarl. As well, the fight is in the favor of Kled. He does not manage to pick up the kill eventually.
Still very good news for them that he is able to win that split push, because that is where Kled shines. Still Electro trying to get close to him. Of course, the Skarl will be there soon if he can get some auto attacks off. Does, of course, charge way faster on champions than on minions. Minions only do it when you get the kill. Well, Aragon moving. Lovemai, gotta be safe now.
Electro gonna find the decimating smash, finds a stun. Skarl comes back, should not be enough for him to survive here as Aragon is in the bottom lane, finds the kill. Look at the bullet time though, and meanwhile in top lane as Akali picks up 2 more kills. Shut down on Thresh, who was 3-0 and 6. Now the Jin ultimate could be enough to find some kills as Flatline jumps onto Kaoza, who is in a world of hurt at this point, finds the snipe onto Nautilus. The burst is enough, and this could be a small comeback for Red side, as they do find a lot of kills here in the top side of the map.
Lovemai luring 2 members to the bottom side. Meanwhile, they capitalize on the top side, winning the team fight across the board for them. Definitely some needed gold in the pocket of Team Beta after that disaster team fight in the mid lane. Good for MF being able to get a great ultimate off, but no kills for her. Everything goes into that Akali basket. Flatline being 6-1. Still gotta watch out for the Jhin, because it was fairly low there with some slick outplay moves, some juicy plays. Being able to pick up the last kill on him anyway. Meanwhile, we're looking for 40 seconds on that next Drake. It's only the second Drake, but still an objective nonetheless. Teams want to go for it with these things. Definitely a lot of value on Electro Sion, who will at some point become this super tank that is very, very hard to take down. Is Fortune not really known to be the biggest tank melter late game, so they gotta respect that scaling on the side of Team Alpha.
13-9, it's still a big advantage for Team Alpha at this point. However, the fights in the top lane were pretty good for Team Beta, of course, to find some extra gold. Zac looking for an engage, not going to be able to go for it eventually. And they do decide to not engage. This is, of course, a Drake fight that both teams can take, but I mean, do they want to both take?
Well, this is a big risk for Team Beta, because they did win the previous team fight because they were pulled to Kled with 2 members, but now it's a full 5v5. Not sure if they can do this.
Electro gonna use his ultimate really short range bullet time going in through 4 people. Not gonna do a lot of damage though. Does get taken down. Reflection not gonna be able to do any more damage this fight. It looks like Alpha is gonna find a sweep here once again as Lovemai flashes into the Kha'Zix. Whoa, no, you don't want to see it. You hate to see it. Akali was part of the fight, went really low. Almost a clean ace for Team Alpha, as once again they show that they are the better team today between these two guys, Team Alpha and Team Beta.
And this was such a risky call by Team Beta, more than an outplay from Team Alpha, because they knew that they would struggle in a 5v5. The only reason that they won that team fight at top was because Lovemai managed to pull 2 people to him, but now it's just full 5v5 where the full power of the comp of Team Alpha and the strength of their Jhin can come true. He was not threatened at all, but now they're trying to pick some kills up on the back end of that fight.
This could be a little bit of a turnaround as Reflection does find one kill, might find a second one. Oh, he goes really low. Silas finding Flatline. Eventually, he's the one who's fed, looking for a double kill, finds that. Now Zach jumps onto the Kazakhs once again. He's just being fed the kills. He is unstoppable. 6-1 and 5 double kill for Sion. Now it's a close to clean ace again. They find the ace, but Jin does swap his life for it this time.
And it's starting to get a little bit into a mindless feed fest at the side of Team Beta. They did some really great plays, but now they're losing focus. They're just following the aggression that Love My has been showing in the lane, which I loved. But now it's going
South.
like an unguided missile into the enemy team and just running to their death, hitting their heads against the wall. And the question is, they've given up so much gold and so much objectives at this point. Are you too deep to come back, and how are you gonna do it at this point? Because there is an 8k gold lead before 20 minutes. That is gigantic.
Yeah, it's an enormous lead for Team Alpha at this point. Team Beta forcing too many fights. They didn't have to go for the Dragon fight. They could have just given that one up. It's only the second Drake for Team Alpha. And now once again going really deep, not calculating the fact that Silas and Kha'Zix would have been there for the fight as well, who pick up 3 kills total. And then combined with that double kill on Sion was an ace, of course, for Team Alpha, as they are not turning this game around, but the Akali, of course, she has the lead. She's 6-2 and 1. They should try and play around her. Maybe it's too late by now. Can they still turn this game around, or is it going to be a 3-0?
Well, they definitely have mobility to play the map better than Team Alpha. As you can see here, they are able to get some gangs. I'm not sure if they can pick up this Sion. Has, of course, that unstoppable onslaught to run away if needed. But you have an Akali, you have a Kled, you have a Zek. They can move across the map fairly fast. So it's their job to pull apart the team of Team Alpha and make sure that the fights that they do are in favor of them, and don't just try to 5v5 a team where it has shown time and time again that they just can't win those. So I want to see them do that. However, the Baron is being taken by Team Alpha at this point.
It does look like Team Alpha is going for Baron as Sion wins that fight in the bottom lane against Kled, Flatline, and his team. Now on the other side of the map, trying to take that Baron away, not gonna work for them at all. As Team Alpha not only winning fight after fight after fight, but also winning the 1v1s, and now even taking Baron. It is not looking great for Team Beta, as the next Drake spawning in a minute and 20 seconds. Honestly, at this point, it looks like they won't even reach Soul Point. They'll reach Soul Point, they won't reach Soul. I think they could be able to end before the 4th Drake actually spawns.
Yeah, the last glimmer of hope was seemingly in the hands of Lovemai being able to pull more than one member to him. But if Electro is able to 1v1 him with a Sion, then they just don't really need to watch that lane because, yeah, Sion can do what Sion do. And then it's on to Flatline to carry the game. But at this point, he hasn't been able to get to the targets in the big team fights. And not sure if he is going to be super effective in the split either. So we'll have to see if they can make some plays happen. However, as we said, Electron Sion, very hard to take down, especially if you have the MF that is going a lethality build, don't have much continuous damage. Zach now in trouble.
Zach in a lot of trouble, gonna be taken down there. Aragon picking up another kill. The stun onto Misfortune is found by Netsi, who picks that one up all by himself. The damage on Misfortune was crazy, and they do have the Baron buff. They have the power play. They are going to be able to push the minions in. The Kled ult was stolen by Silas, meaning they can chase into the base super easily, super quickly, and now they are going to be able to push into the enemy base. Only Akali and Nautilus survive that, as Misfortune and Zac are going to be coming up soon, but 2 inhibs are going to be lost for Team Beta.
This is total disaster. The whole base is getting taken.
Wow.
The lives are getting taken. The game
wow.
is getting taken.
Wow.
Team Alpha just totally destroying them, showing them that they are going to get the clean 3-0 sweep in these Sector 1 Proving Grounds, the first day. And this is how the games are showing themselves. There were some close moments in the 3 games, this game as well, but eventually it's Team Alpha that takes the lead and just totally overpowers them at some point in the game. And this game, I feel that it was a little bit a mixture of them just playing it really well, but also Team Beta overcommitting in a lot of these fights, just playing too aggressively at the wrong moment and giving away their foothold that they had on this game.
And at this point, I think it's too little, too late, as the Silas is fed out of his mind. Same goes for Kha'Zix. Same goes for Sion. And on Team Beta, they only have the Akali, who of course can get locked down by the Thresh. Silas and Sion combined burst damage with Silas and Kha'Zix. And if they do manage to take down the Akali, there's nothing
Oh, he
left
has to
really
do it
for
here.
them to go for anymore. But Akali can maybe do it here. Look at the damage though from Jhin and Silas together.
Oh,
The
the
exhaust
fight.
comes down. The shield onto Akali is not going to be enough. She does get taken down. And now it looks like he may be, no, not able to survive as Kled runs in, bonks his head into the Jhin, picking up the kill. Netzi going really low, but Nautilus even lower. And now, oh wow, the rest of the team is there. Zac gets popped into his
Oh, the
passive
heal.
core. Drinker from Love My, but it's not going to be enough. Eventually, Aragon picking that one up. Nautilus still running for his life on the wrong side of the map, of course. An endless chase by Silas, as Nautilus is going to look for the base here. Might be able to find the kill.
No, he's
Nautilus
spotted.
is
He's
been
spotted.
has been spotted. Has to run into the turret here
Run,
for
Diver Man, run.
he is not gonna get. He is gonna get executed
Oh,
eventually.
well played.
Now it is Misfortune and Akali, just the two of them. Bottom lane inhibitor and mid lane inhibitor have been both taken down. Top lane inhibitor is next on the menu. Pardon me, as they do look to take down this base. But now maybe the last fight of the game here, as Lapis jumps in, does not have his passive, is ignited, is probably going to go down, does get taken down by Sion eventually. Kha'Zix picking up another kill onto the Zac. Sorry, Sion finding the Misfortune there, and now Kled looking to get out of this fight instead of into the fight, as he has been doing all game. Top inhibitor is down, the hook misses, but the Flay does come through. A hook by Nautilus, not going to be enough. Pops his Aftershock, should not be able to win the game for his team, as Sion ult is still up. He does not find the kills there, but of course the curtains call is up. Aragon 2013, sorry, picking up another kill. 12-1 and 8 Kha'Zix, 9-1 and 13 Sion. The rest of the scores are insane as well. Team Alpha finding the victory as well. I think the quickest one of the three, going for a 3-0 sweep eventually versus Team Beta. They tried, but they, alas for them, were not able to succeed.
Crazy plays by Team Alpha, and as we said, there were some mistakes by Team Beta in this game. Some good plays as well, but some mistakes that cost them dearly. But eventually, it's Team Alpha that capitalizes on those mistakes, turning them into objectives, into gold leads, into plays. And I must say, over the 3 games, their engages were always really solid. When they went in, it was always on the good time, right moment, good, focused on the targets. Was what it has to be. And yeah, with those plays, they made it a trio sweep. And if you look at the scores, yeah, well, you can only say grats to these guys how they played, and also to Team Beta, because it was never a stomp from the start. The games were close up until the point that Alpha takes it over from them, but they definitely did put up a fight. I love the Kled pick in the lane, especially the early game where he manhandled 2 people on his own. But it wasn't meant to be. It was Team Alpha that took the game, and for me, this game, Aragon must be the MVP for me again on the Kha'Zix. 12-1, it's so much damage. However, all of them played well. It's hard to say one, but it was just a really nice game. So gotta thank these guys for the way that they were able to entertain us today. So yeah. great job.
Yep, indeed. Both teams did a great job. Of course, not to forget both coaches as well, doing a great job here through the draft phase, through the reviews, post game chat, etc., etc. We are gonna sign off on that one. I was Bobo Jack. Next to me was Bobo Joe. Together we are Hype Shoutcasting. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at @Shoutcasting. Make sure to follow Sector One on Twitter at Sector One. Pretty easily found there, of course. And I think we'll be back Thursday for another